There's only 4 teams left. 2 games. The loser goes home. The winner, a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. Let's break it down. Hey guys, welcome back for another video. The NFL Conference Championship Round 3 is here of the playoffs. The loser has to go home. The winner will be moving on to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Everything is on the line here. It is do or die. We have some top-notch games, but there's a lot of off-the-field news obviously going on. The biggest news, Bo Nix going down, broke his ankle, massive loss for the Denver Broncos. You have to feel bad for Sean Payton. This was his chance to get back on the top. You have to feel for Denver Broncos fans. They were so close to the Super Bowl, the number 1 seed, 14 wins, finished the season 14-3. They have a top 5 defense. They have a very good offense. They can run the ball consistently. This was their chance to get back to the Super Bowl. Haven't been there since Peyton Manning, and now their starting quarterback is out. Bo Nix, great year last year, had a great run this season. A lot of momentum coming off that win versus the Bills. Sorry, guys. I do think that was a completed pass, but it is what it is. On paper, the Broncos won it. Broncos fans, I feel bad for you. You reached the conference championship, and now your quarterback's out. So you're going to go through this with Jarrett Stidham. He hasn't thrown a pass since 2023. It's a real uphill climb to have to beat the New England Patriots, who are just running roughshod right now through the AFC. And on the other side, you got the Rams versus the Seahawks. The Rams pulled out the victory overtime. Some really close games this weekend made for a good divisional round. There was one game that was not close. The Seattle Seahawks blew the backs out of the 49ers. What a game. Sam Darnold banged up. They look great. They were moving the ball through the air, on the ground. That top 5 defense, they were getting after the front 7, creating havoc in the backfield. So AFC, the Patriots versus the Broncos. NFC, the Rams versus the Seahawks. We're going to pick the winners, losers, final score. We'll take a look at the bets as they are right now. The money line, the spread, the over-unders. What I need from you, help me out. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. Who do you think is going to win these games? What do you think the final score is? Leave it in the comment section, and I'll make sure to respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out the pinned comment below, and let's jump right into our final 2 games before the Super Bowl. This is such a tough game to call. Kicking everything off this coming Sunday, January 25th, 3 p.m. This game is going to be on, where is this game airing? It's airing on CBS. It's the AFC Conference Championship. If only we had Bo Nix versus Drake May, both in their second season. Would have been a really fun story, but unfortunately, we were robbed of that opportunity. Bo Nix goes down, broke his ankle, second to last play of the game versus the Bills. What's the odds of that happening? I really do feel for you Broncos fans, because it kind of seems like a lot of wind was taken out of your sails. This was your chance to make the Super Bowl, and the injury bug kind of robbed you of it. You're going to be going up against the New England Patriots. Both teams 14-3, tied for the best record in the NFL. Would have been such a fun game. Right now, the Patriots 70% chance to win this one. Denver 30% chance to win. Denver, if you had Bo Nix, that'd be a lot closer to a 50-50 matchup, because this Broncos team with Sean Payton, experienced team, a lot of veterans, this was a 50-50 shot. This game would have been a coin flip, would have been a pick-em matchup. New England, 5.5-point favorites on the road. The Denver Broncos, obviously 5.5-point underdogs. The over-under here is 40.5. When you're looking at the Pats, solid win this past weekend. Great performance from them. Drake May, still a finalist for the MVP. Finished the season 4,400 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He is a MVP finalist. You have Trevion Henderson. You have Stephon Diggs, the veteran wide receiver. This is a good mix here. You got veterans, young guys, but how about the complete 180 from this team from last season? Think about this Patriots fan base. You had Bill Belichick, the GOAT. You had Tom Brady, the GOAT. You won a buttload of Super Bowls with those guys. Had a couple down seasons, and then you bring in the Bill Belichick Vrabel guy. Vrabel completely flips this team. You bring back the offensive coordinator. Josh is back. He's calling plays, calling the old Brady offensive coordinating plays. And you have Drake May. This looks like a Bill Belichick team. You were on top for 2 decades. just a couple bad seasons. Now you're back on top with the chance to make the Super Bowl again. And this fan base, you guys have had it good now for going on 3 decades. Props to them. Well-rounded, physical team. Disciplined team, great defense, great offense. They can shut people out. They can shoot it out with anyone. They can beat teams multiple ways. Denver without Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham here. He has not thrown a pass since 2023. Didn't throw a pass last year. Did not throw a pass this season. He has 3 rushes. That's it. It's kind of hard to pick this game. That's the unknown here. But obviously with the backup quarterback coming in here, the expectations aren't too high. But it makes it a difficult game to call because you just don't have any variables to base anything off of. We haven't seen this guy throw in 2 or 3 seasons at this point. Bo Nix, though, on the year, great year. 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 picks, dual threat quarterback. Stidham, he's not a dual threat guy. Does he have some mobility? Yes, but he's definitely not a runner. Not going to take off. Look for Sean Payton, an offensive guru. He's going to dial something up, but he only has a couple days here to get a game plan in place without your star quarterback. J.K. Dobbins also banged up. Sutton making massive catches. Mims, everyone stepping up, making the plays down the line when they needed them to make up plays. The whole team as a whole, though, they're going to have to step up to make up for the lack of Bo Nix. That's a massive loss. When you're looking at the overall team stats, Patriots come in here, top 5 offense, 28.8 points a game, throwing for 250.5 yards per game, top 3 in the NFL, running for 128.9 yards per game, top 6 in the NFL. Such a well-rounded physical offense. They can beat you through the air. They can beat you on the ground. They're giving up 18.8 points a game. That's a top 5 defense. Again, such well-rounded teams. Actually, both these teams coming in here are top 5 defenses. They give up 193.5 through the air, 101.7 on the ground. Solid secondary, solid front 7, just a well-rounded overall team. Moving on to Denver. Hard to judge this team because all their offensive stats are with Bo Nix at the helm under center. Denver, 23.6 points a game. The thing about Bo Nix, he wasn't just a passing quarterback. He could beat you vertically down the field. Definitely showed that versus the Bills. They actually beat them through the deep passing game, pushing the ball down the field. But he's a true dual threat quarterback. He loves to scramble. The dink and dunk intermittent passing game, that's where they've excelled the entire last 2 seasons, basically, but he'll take off and run. If you leave the first down, he will roll out. He will scramble for 15, 20 yards on the field. That guy's gone, though. He's the X factor, the difference maker, the heart and soul of the team, and especially the offense. They average 23.6 a game, throwing for 223.9, running for 118.7, but all those offensive stats were with Bo Nix. They're giving up 18.3 points a game. That's a top 3 defense. Both these teams, top 5 overall defenses. It's going to be a low-scoring game probably, but you need Bo Nix there to kind of suck up some game clock. They're giving up 187.2 through the air. Great, solid secondary. Only 91.1 on the ground. That's a top 3 rush defense. Both these teams, well-rounded teams, but obviously in this matchup, the Patriots, the far more rounded team, because Denver doesn't even have their starting quarterback. So when we're picking the outcome to this game, I hate to say because this should not happen in the conference championship, but I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win this game. Give me the New England Patriots walking away with the win on the road, 26-17. I would love to say Denver has a shot. You diehard Broncos fans, you're still going to have faith in your team. Nothing wrong with that. Root for your team. There's still the chance that they can pull it off because your defense is so good. If the Patriots offense has a bad day, you can win this one. There's no doubt about that, but are you going to go into the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham? That's what makes it so hard to believe. I would have loved to have a 50-50 matchup. We're down to our final 4 teams. Would have been cool to have a really close, hard-fought game where the outcome was completely up for grabs with Bo Nix going down. I just don't see it. Pats win this one easily. And our second game, the last game before the Super Bowl, we have the NFC Championship round coming up on Fox, 6:30 p.m. this coming Sunday, January 25th. You have the 12-5 LA Rams. We picked the Rams to win this past week, so no surprises there. But that was a very close game. That was a very fun game. Went into overtime. Props to the Bears. The Bears put up a heck of a fight. Again, 7 comeback wins this season, leading the NFL in comeback victories. I said, don't for sure count the Bears out that offense. They are so clutch in the fourth quarter. So many comeback wins. Again, they came back. I don't know what Caleb Williams did. He did what he did in college. USC Heisman highlights, running around, chucking that ball down the field, getting the touchdown to send the game into overtime. Fun matchup, but ultimately, the veteran, Matt Stafford, the grizzled veteran, so much experience under his belt. You knew in overtime, when you got Stafford under center, you have a shot as good as anyone in the NFL. He led the team. They won the game. Props to them. Going up against the number one seed, the 14-3 Seattle Seahawks. What a well-rounded team. That was a complete throttling that they did to the 49ers. That was an embarrassment to San Francisco. They sent them home. A complete performance. Sam Darnold banged up that game. You would not have done it. They were able to throw on Will, deep running back room. They could run on Will. Their defense, top 5 overall defense, and they definitely showed up. The Rams defense, the last couple games of the season, very shaky, putting in some questionable performances, but you knew their offense could score with anyone. The number one offense in the NFL. They had a top 10 defense the entire season, up to about the last month of the season. They did show up this past week, but that was a freezing cold game. The cold obviously affected both teams' offensive performance. Right now, the Rams, 42% chance to win this one. The Seahawks, 38% chance to win. LA, they are the underdogs here. The Broncos coming in 2.5-point favorites. But this is honestly really a pick-em. This is one of those games it's going to come down to quarterback play, potentially who even has the ball last. That's what makes it a hard game to call because you never know who's going to have that final possession, leading their team down the field. If it comes down to quarterback play, I'm going with the veteran Stafford. The guy, he's shown what he can do. Long, storied career, been in the Super Bowl before, won the Super Bowl, MVP caliber season. In my personal opinion, I don't have a vote, but he is my pick for the MVP this year. Remarkable season. Sam Darnold, a lot of interceptions, a lot of turnovers this season, but there's no doubt when he is on, he's on. When he's off, he's off. He could throw 3-4 touchdowns this game. He could throw 3 to 4 interceptions. That is also the unknown. The over-under, 47.5. Looking at the team stats, Stafford, great year. Almost 4,800 passing yards, 46 touchdowns to only 8 interceptions. Beautiful season. Williams, 1,300 yards rushing, 10 rushing touchdowns. He can also catch the ball out the backfield. You have Nakua. You have Devontae Adams, the young guy who's basically the X factor. He can do a little bit of everything. Run it, slot, deep passes. Then you have the veteran Devontae Adams, bigger-bodied guy, the veteran guy that you look to on third and long situations. Nakua, you have to look for him every single possession because he's all over the field, catching the ball, running the ball. Looking at the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, a really good season. Obviously, great season last year, resurrecting his career with the Vikings last season. Followed that up with another good year this year. 4,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. That's what makes this a kind of scary game because if that LA Rams front seven can get consistent pressure on him, he's not a mobile quarterback. He can, run, scramble, but he's not going to take off and pick up 15, 20 yards down the field. If they can get pressure on him, pressure on quarterbacks forces errant throws. Errant throws lead to turnovers, interceptions. You have Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, probably the deepest running back room in the NFL, easily the best 1-2 running back combo. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's up there. Nakua, Smith-Njigba, which one's the number one wide receiver this season? It doesn't really matter. We get to see both of them on the field this Sunday. Smith-Njigba, 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns, 119 receptions, but Nakua missed, what did he miss? 1 or 2 games, still finished with almost 1,800 yards, 129 receptions. There's going to be some elite wide receiver play here. It's going to come down to the offenses. The defense, if that Rams defense showed up from this weekend, they can keep high-scoring offenses down because don't forget, the Bears came in with one of the best offenses in the NFL. They kept it at bay for long enough. Was that the cold? Was it not the cold? We're going to find out this coming weekend. Looking at team stats, the Rams, like I said, number one offense in the NFL, 30.5 points per game, leading the NFL in pass yards, 268.1 yards per game through the air, 126.6 on the ground. Very well-rounded offense. Top 5 rushing attack, number 1 passing attack, so they can beat you multiple ways from the offensive side. The defense, really good through, week 12 to 13, kind of fell off at the end, but a well-coached team under McVay with a lot of veterans. They're going to be up for this game. This is your chance to get back to the Super Bowl, win Super Bowl number 2. They're giving a 20.4 yards a game, 216.7 through the air, 110.8 on the ground. They don't have the best secondary. They don't have the best front seven, but cohesively, they're not a bad unit overall. Seahawks, 28.4 points a game. They don't have the number 1 offense, but they have a top 5 top 5 offense. Really not much more that you can ask for than that. 228.1 through the air, 123.3 on the ground, rushing the ball. Controls time of possession, controls game clock. This is 2 good overall offenses. Whoever can run the ball the best, the most consistently over 4 quarters, will keep the ball away from the opposing team's offense. That can be the key here. They're giving up 17.2 points a game. That's number 1. The number 1 defense in the NFL. San Francisco came in their high-flying offense, top 3 throwing the ball, all the weapons, a lot of injuries, but a lot of weapons. They can score some points. Seahawks shut that down. They could not move the ball, could not buy a first down. They're getting a 193.9 through the air, good secondary, 91.9 on the ground, really good front 7. That's what makes it such an interesting game here. It's the offenses. It's the quarterback matchup. I have a lot more faith in Matt Stafford, the veteran, the Super Bowl ring. He's been around for a while. Then Sam Darnold, who's been up and down the entire season, his entire career. But if the Seahawks can run the ball and play good defense, they might not need that much from Sam Darnold. You know, the whole season I was riding the Rams to make the Super Bowl. They were my pick out of the NFC. But with the way the Seahawks are playing right now, we'll break this game down later this week because those spreads, those lines are definitely going to change by then. But give me Seattle here. This is going to be a fun game, but I got to ride the Seahawks. Seahawks end up winning a close one, 27-24. This game is going to be fun. I think for sure it goes down to the 4th quarter. May very well go down to the final drive. Seahawks move on to the Super Bowl. So there you guys have it. That's my initial picks, our initial predictions for the conference championship round. Round 3, the winner goes to the Super Bowl. I'm going to have the Pats versus the Seahawks as of right now. Like I said earlier, we will revisit these games later this week because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to change. Spreads will definitely change. Could be some injury updates that come out. But no matter what, guys, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below. Who do you think is going to win these games? What's your final score predictions? Leave it in the comment section. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching.